Hey everybody, it's time for our Thursday therapy session. How are you guys doing? Hi Rhonda from Northern Indiana. Hey Sheila, Charlotta, Dello 1951, Jennifer, good to see you guys. Charlotta, did you have a nice celebration? Hi Liz, Lori, Leslie, Sheila. Oh, there's Dorothy. Have you recovered from your birthday, Dorothy? Hi, Donna. Oh, Deanna, sorry. Diane, you're back. Good to see ya. Pure therapy. I need it. Hello, Elaine. Hey, Laura. Hi, Sandra. Yes, Happy New Year to everybody. I guess we still say that for another week or so. So I, hallelujah, just shipped out my projects. What a relief. Hi, Brenda. I just belabored everything so much. Have you guys ever done that? You're on a deadline. Nothing is going right. You just about recovered? Okay, Dorothy, you can relax. Hang on. You can just hang out and not do anything tonight. You can rest up. Hey, Michelle. So that's what I was doing last night till 4:30 in the morning. And then this morning I had to ship everything. But also I had to take down notes of what I had done so I remember how I did it. And I hope it's what they want, but who knows? Anyway, Raylene, good to see you. So I need some decoupage therapy, which we're going to do. And I have a sad thing to show you. I'll show you in a couple minutes. But what we're going to do today, this is part 2. We started making the Bespoke journal. And I wanted to talk about that because I have heard people say something is bespoke. And I just could not comprehend what that was. Like, I looked it up, but I still couldn't remember it. So you hear it a lot in the UK, I feel like. But what it means is kind of customized for you, like a one-off for a special thing for somebody. And so that's what I'm doing for myself. Hey, Karen Rogers. So this is what I'm making for myself. And I'm trying to plan it out so that I really use it right. And I'm hoping that you guys, I don't know if you need a place to write down notes to run your life, because if I didn't have my notebook, I have a stack of notebooks. You would not believe the number of notebooks that I have this is not all of them, but you know, everyone is for something different. Here's my main one. You know, it's crazy. I have too much stuff to remember and my brain isn't big enough. So I have to write everything down. You know, you got your calendar, you have a list notebook, you have a sketchbook so you can figure stuff out for classes and all that. Hey, Chris Flint. Hi, Tanya. And it's crazy. So I'm trying to do it so I can keep everything in one book, or at least have everything that goes in one book so I can kind of take the books out and work in them as I need them and have it all in one space. Because the separate notebooks, like if you put it in the wrong place and you can't find it, then you don't know what you're doing. I also have a 3-ring binder. I thought maybe that would help. And I kind of put different pages in, page protectors. It's just kind of a pain. Hey, Judy Cantrell. Hi, Kathy. So tell me in the chat, how do you guys organize your life? Because I do use my Apple Calendar, and I share calendar with my husband and my daughters, so I can see and they know where I am. But you need 5 little dividers and your little file dividers. Yeah, that will be good. You write them on bits of paper, then lose them. Right, exactly. I do that too. If I'm upstairs, I put them next to my bed, and then I don't bring them downstairs, and I can't remember what I do with it. It's a disaster. So I am hoping, and I have used this system before, and I'll let you know how it goes. But the reason that I like this one is it's all in one thing, but if I need to make different agendas, I can do that still in the same book. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that is what I'm working in today. Hey, Lisa Townsend. You're still working on organizing your closet and craft supplies. Well, that too. Hi, Jane France. You missed part 1. You didn't miss much because we didn't get too far. We were showing samples, but you can go back and watch that, Jane. Also, you use your phone calendar, but you don't really have anything to remember. I do use my phone calendar, but if I don't put an alert, I don't remember. And then I feel bad because I missed a meeting or whatever. I try. I'm not that bad, but it's a lot of stuff going on, So anyway, that's the state of my sad little life. But we're going to try and take care of it every year. Hope springs eternal, that things can be organized. Plus, now that I have gotten this stuff out, I can start on organizing my die area. You have an Apple Calendar, but you have a planner for a memory journal. Yes, a memory journal. Yes, and we keep searching for the perfect system, Chris. I get it. You watched me back from Tuesday. Okay, so you're all caught up. Everything goes into your planner. So Tanya has a planner. Okay. Charlotte is also working on it. Yeah. Oh, don't forget to give Eileen a thumbs up. Thank you, Karen. That would be nice. Hey, Carrie Porter. Your mom was a chronic list maker. Me too. My mother was too, and I got it from her. Also, she was an amazing journaler. And she has, one time, my sister Kathy was going through her stuff, and she found a little ledger thing. And my mom would help my dad. He had apartment buildings. And so she would go and paint them and, clean them when somebody would move out. And then that's what I actually did. If I needed money, I would go say, and then we had our daily and weekly chores too, which we didn't get paid for. But, anyway, she had lists of stuff that she had to do in one day. And she did it. Milk the chickens, buy the feed, just crazy stuff. Just pay all the bills, do everything. Oh, I really am a loser. Hey, Teresita. Hi, Jenny. How are you? The journals are just pure pleasure for me. I don't really need them. I just love them. Well, that too. It is fun to have them and, go through and put everything in. Hi, Donna from Florida. Oh, good. Oh, I can't wait to meet you, Donna. Very nice. Okay. Good. Well, that's going to be fun. Yes. If you're near Florida, come to the class, Crafting at the Nest. It's in Orange Park, end of January 31st to end February 1st. We have so much to do in that time. We're going to get it done. Okay. So let's get going. You think bestcraftorganizer.com is going to love me. Oh, we want to see that, Leslie. Did you say milk the chickens? I might have. Milk the cows, feed the chickens, whatever. The woman was crazy. She still, did I tell you when I went up there? She was doing math problems. She is 90. She was sitting there, she had a workbook, and she said, can you check my work? And I was like, well, that means I have to figure out all these problems. Okay. But it's good. I mean, it keeps their brain going. So I maybe I should be doing problems. I have my own stuff. Anyway, all right, it is going to be fun. I can't wait. I wish. All right. Well, anyway, let's get going here. Let me just see if there's anything. Okay. So let me just tell you what I want to put in mine. This is my wish list. I may combine one or two. All right. I love the graph paper, so I have some. What we're going to do today is to make a little, like a list book, I would call it. My like to-do list, or maybe shopping list, like to do in the front, shopping in the back, something like that. Then I can just grab it for the month. And then when that one's done, I can make a new one and replace it. I need a calendar in there so I know what my time looks like. I need a notebook for like classes that I'm planning, things that I need to buy, things I need to do to put the class together. I need, well, I also call that a project planner. I need one for my live stream ideas, and one for like collaborations when I work with the leather people and all that. And then I also wanted to do a window envelope book. So that's something that we'll be doing. I was hoping for photos or looking at chickens. Your mother at 99 is still making books. She made 2 this week. I love that, Judy. You tell Dixie she is the bomb. She's amazing. Good job. All right. I know Dorothy's in here. She's still making books. I gotta get my mom on the program. She's doing she's doing puzzles. She likes to do puzzles. She likes to read. She is not so much making stuff anymore. Too much. But she did help me with her tree at Christmas. But anyway, I'm doing a lot of talking. We need to get going on this. All right. And the other thing I want to do is put a pen loop on here. So you've seen the We Are New Cutter. Oh, I got one, Lisa. I did. I want to do a video, but the thing is so big. I got to figure out how I'm going to put that here and film it, because it is huge. So I did get it. I like it. I'm still kind of playing around with it. I'll have to go watch May May's video. All right, so let's turn the camera down and get going here. All right. So this is just what I'm using. Again, like I said the other day, if you do not have this journal, then just use one that you have, if it's a good size. I like this one for the size. Now I'm going to be using some white texture roll, and for that I'm going to make my pen loop. I like to use that because it doesn't break down. Okay. Hey Rita, how are you? So I'm going to be using just a little piece of that. I use the Easy Cut adhesive to put my, isn't that cool? Look at how, I didn't really like the shininess of this though. I don't know why it got shiny. I'll tell you the sad story about this, but I used this to put my text paper on, and then I decoupaged the napkins on top. It's based on mat board, and this is the die that I used. It's called the Journal. So just so you know, if you want to go back and watch the first part of this, we did it on Tuesday. You can go to my YouTube channel and find it there. All right. Now let's talk about this ceiling situation. I did give it a coat of the matte decoupage medium from DecoArt. You can use also the matte Mod Podge, but I have a big thing of this. I want to use it. All right, so this one is my favorite, and I don't know what happened, but it is all hard. I must have not closed it up right, and so I couldn't use this because I wanted to put some crackle glaze on my project, but instead I found this other stuff that I had. Not sure where I got this, but I wanted to give it a try and see if it would work. So I'll show you how this looks, and you tell me what you think. I don't see any cracks. but sometimes you can't tell because you've got to put the color on it for it to go into the cracks. So let's give it a try. These are my extra pieces that I might use for something. So the reason I have my sanding block here is because after I made this, I need to kind of get rid of this extra stuff here. So here's all you have to do is just sand it and it just comes off and it's perfect as long as you have the straight edges, okay? Never had a good guillotine. Yes. Got a new jar of the matte medium. Yeah, maybe I should try that. Now this is cute. This is little thing, but I don't think it'll last. I want this, you know, I'm not going to put a lot of stuff on the cover because it's going to get beat up and used and put in and out of things, and I don't want to have to deal with that. Things falling off. Just the practical side. It's not like a pretty art journal. I mean, it's going to be pretty, but it's not like I'm doing it for art's sake. This is a useful one. All right. Really need to be something more better. I'm organized month to month. I know. Well, me too. But we'll see. I mean, maybe I'm being silly to think that I can do this at this age. Like the leopard's going to change his spots, but maybe. You have to hope. This does leave like a little pile of not sand, but whatever this stuff is. So, you know, don't do it over a project or anything. I'm just going to give this a little light sand too, because it's so shiny. You see that? No, that dulled it down a little bit. I might be taking off my crackle medium too, but oh well. Now this, what I was thinking, I don't know what I want to do inside here, but what I might do is take my luster wax and just give it kind of a little wipe down. All right, I'm going to throw that in the garbage. All right. Okay. All right, let's try this. Let's try the crackle. See what happens. I am just going to take, I don't know which brown I like better. Let's see here. I think this one is kind of reddish. My favorite is my nutmeg from the color box. I still have some of it, but I can't really tell if that's... All right, let's see what's happening here. No, I don't think it did anything. Well, that's a bummer. Oh well. Or it could be my ink is not... I don't see anything coming out. Let me try this color. That might be... I've been using that to stamp, and I kind of like it because it's a drier brush and it's not too globby. No. No. No crackle. Well, now I've got to kind of dull this down a little bit. I like how both of them came out. Both sides. It'd be funny if this one did, but I don't see it crackling. But you know what? That could be why it's shiny. Because I think that stuff is more glossy. It looked like it. It was more liquid than the glue from the decoupage medium. All right, well, we tried. I need to get a new thing of it. Maybe I'll try the Tim Holtz. Okay, so that's all right. It's all about experimenting, right? Yes, how is your knee? Okay, bought a heavy duty one last year. You cut 50 sheets of paper. at one time from that board. Amazing. Ah. Oh, Lisa, you got one too? Wait a minute. I have to look at this. Are you talking about that big cutter? Yeah. Hi, Karen Romando. You've been organizing. Very good. Hey, Susan Siebert. We're making a journal. Surprise, surprise. All right. We're making a bespoke journal. Okay. All right. So let's put this baby together. All right. So here is, let's find our two sides. So let's poke these through. I might have glued them in with my napkins. I should have poked them out. It's too smart. And then just kind of go around them because you're going to have to put elastic in there. You know what? That stylus would work better. Okay. Yeah, so I would say do these first. All right. So this is the cover, and this is the back cover. And I'm going to max this out. This one is not huge. Now, if we wanted, we could theoretically put a different spine on this, and make it bigger. But I don't want it huge because I want to carry this thing around, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm going to lay this on the edge of my table. Ooh, this is not wanting to crack. Wow, this is pretty crazy here. I'm surprised. Usually, it just splits, and this one is not wanting to do it. Oh, all right, that's nice and sturdy. All right, so what size journals do you guys like to use? Having your right knee done on the 13th. Yeah, thanks, Chris. I like them. They're very cheerful, So what we're going to do, the way these work is, what I'm going to do is, you can't see it, but there is another score line down here. I'm going to bend that over too, because I'm going to make this have like a rolled spine. That's what I call it. I don't know what it really is, but it's a little more relaxed. It's not a rigid, like that. It's kind of folds around a little more. So I'm going to do that with both of my covers. And what I'm doing is I'm just laying it on the side of the table and bending it so that I get even pressure. See how that's kind of folded in like that? I like the look of that. It's relaxed. Who needs the stress? All right. So what we're going to do is cover. It's a little bit hard to see because you can't really see the score lines here. But we're just going to cover these end holes, okay? So I'm going to get out my double-sided tape. And I think I have to go with the skin one. Now, the only thing about this is I'm a little nervous because this is glossy, that it's going to stick with the tape. I'm not sure about that, but we'll find out. Let's try it. And you know what? I think I will try that tip of putting glue on top of it. And then I'm going to clamp it. So let me get my clamps. The notebook Ellen is making, I like for my bags and lists. To-dos, yes. Yes, the Traveler's Notebook. I like this because you can take different books in and out. I just love that option. All right, so what I'm going to do, this is my front, this is my back, so I like to wrap around, have the front cover the back cover. So this is my back cover, and I'm just going to put my adhesive here. Some fuzz. Don't cover the holes, because that's where we're going to put our elastic. And I do cover this little end too. it's going to be reinforced when we put our elastic on, but my husband's got he just came home. He was been coughing for like weeks. And I don't know what it is. I don't want to get it, but I haven't yet, but hopefully I don't. Same thing, my daughter has pneumonia. Poor girl, the nurse, Pam. And she's been dragging it. Occupational hazard. Actually, I don't know if that's contagious or not. Does anybody know, is pneumonia contagious? How do you get it? I know it's an infection in the lung. All right. Okay, here's this. I'm going to take the tape off, and then I'm going to get my glue. And I'm using my nice strong red liner tape because this is going to get a lot of use. And I want it to have nice strong spine. You know, that's where you put the most stress on it. Opening, closing, opening, closing. See on the edge down, it will be hiding against the other cover. Well, it's going to be mat board underneath. It's just, I'm worried that this tape may not want to stick to the glossy covering that I put on here, hoping that it would crackle, and it didn't. But, okay. All right, well, let's try. Let's see what happens. This has been clogging on me lately. See, I always thought it sounds weird to do this, but let's give it a shot. Is that too much, do you think? I haven't done this. I can wipe some off. Let's just see. There's a lot going on with these polka dots and crazy napkins and okay. All right, give that a good press. Traveler's notebook size might be a good size for everyday carry. Yes, that's what I feel like. It's almost a longer version of A6. So there's more room on page. Yes, me too. Your foot would help if you sanded the glossy side of the spine. Well, yeah, except, yeah, maybe I should have done that. Well, let's see. I don't know. It feels like it's working here. So let's just give it a clip. And I'll put that down for a minute. And you know what? I'm going to put my heavy things in here in the middle. And hopefully that'll give some good stickiness. Okay. So let's, while that's getting ready, let's talk about making our books. All right, so the first one I want to do, and this is just an easy book. All right, changing out the mats. All right, I am going to take some of this graph paper. I get this at Dollar General. It's like, it was $2, now it's like $2.20, I think. But it's got a good number of sheets, and I do like, at first I thought, I'm not sure about this. It's got the graph paper on one side, and it has this paper on the other side, the line paper. But I kind of like that because I can use either. You know, if I want to make a list on one side, and I want to draw something on the other side, I can do it. So, okay, let's see what you guys, it is busy. I know, sorry, Linda. The glue gives you a second to wiggle it into place. Yeah, I think that it feels pretty good. You like embossing the covers. That'd be very pretty. you know, it might be cool to put like some vellum over it because I really do like the pattern of it. What else? You find random dots of glue on the tape. Works best. Oh, that was too much. Ooh. Well, we'll see what happens. It didn't seem to be blobbing out. You have that glue, but the nozzle doesn't reach the bit at the bottom. Oh, maybe that's what's happening. I do push it down every once in a while. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how many pages do I want in this book, and I'm going to start taking some out. This is so easy to do, and you can do this with basic tools. All right. So also, I wanted to show you guys, and I don't know if you have this. This is an old one. I was updating it, but if you ever want to know what size your pages should be, if you go over to the fan club and you look in the file section, you'll see this, and it's it's really long now because we've got a lot of dies in here. But this one is the journal. All right. So the insert cover would be 8.5 by 4.25. So that's the journal itself is. I probably should have put a column for that, but it's 8 3/4 by 4.5. So this way it'll stay inside. You could use the die to cut your papers, and it would go right up to the edges and be the same size as your covers. But anyway, I'm going to go for this, make it a little smaller. So my insert cover would be 8.5 by 4.25. So my insert page would be 8 1/4 by 4. Now, I think I am going to go a little off the grid here on this one because I know that this paper measures, sorry, I don't have centimeters. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can, for Charlotta. Okay, yeah, this is 8.5 by 11, pretty sure. Yep, 8.5 by 11, which is 21.5 by 20, almost 28 centimeters, Charlotta. So what I like about using it in this size is I can just fold it in half. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to have the line paper going this way, not going that way. I could turn it and do the 8.5 tall. And, you know, you could do that too. But I kind of like this because I'm using all of the paper and I have a nice little bit that I cut off, and then I can use that for other books too. So that's how I do it. I'm going to tear some off, and then I'll show you how I do this. Now, I could take this up in my trimmer and just fold everything, and I may do that with some. I can't wait to give it a try. I've been cutting little index, or they're not index, little legal pads, the mini legal pads and the big legal pads, and I've been cutting them, you know, putting paper on the cover and just making some nice little notepads, and it's very fun. Okay. I might do a little bit more. I like to do about 30 pages. This might be more than that, though, but you know, it's whatever you want. And have them all go in the same way, which I don't. Okay. All right, this feels good. So I'm going to kind of stack it up, and then I'm going to take this, and what I do is just use my scoring board, and I take like a hunk of them and put them up here and use this as like a folding guide. And this end is not straight, so I'm going to use the straight edge. And then just, and you get nice straight lines, okay? So you have to do a couple at a time, but it goes quick. And that way you know everything is lined up. We bought new pin nozzles, and we'll need to design a box that will fit and store our used booklets. That's a great idea. I bet if we did the full-size journal, made a box out of it, that would work. All right, so we've got that. And then I'm just going to put them all together like this. And I'm just going to use my blade, which Leslie will love. Now see, these edges, they do fan out, and this would be good. See, and they're not even. I am going to totally make my little book, and then I'm going to take it upstairs when I'm done, and I'm going to trim it out. But for now, if you don't have one of those, and I didn't until not too long ago, you can see how to do this. All right, so I like to use my mat here as a guide. So I'm laying my bottom. Let me see that. The bottom is pretty straight, but this is the real straight edge. So I'm going to line up my spine and the bottom of this. And I know that I want this about 8.5 inches. So what I'm going to do, and you can do, actually you can use your cutting pad as a acrylic ruler if you don't have one of these. This is a quilting ruler. I like this one because it's got some sandpaper little dots on it, and it doesn't move. So maybe I will use that instead. But you can use these in a pinch. You don't need to measure as long as you have the grid on the cutting mat. And let's get out my good buddy, the blade. Not sure when I last sharpened this. You want to have a nice sharp blade for this. All right. Hey, Linda Zambori. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. So right around here. I am having trouble seeing this, so I am going to turn this way. All right, it still should work. So I'm going to line these up. There's little dots here at the half. I'm going to press down on either side so it doesn't escape, and I'm just going to take my blade and slowly run over. I'm not putting a lot of pressure. And you just keep going until you feel yourself hitting the mat and you don't have any more paper to cut. I think I'm there. Look at that. And isn't that a cute little book? That could be a adorable notebook. I would probably separate it because it's pretty thick, but I would take that to the store, you know, shopping list. And that's how easy. Now, there are a couple other things that I do. This is my corner chomper. I'm going to, well, you know what? I'm going to do these. Now, this is the fold, and I'm going to chop my corners, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. Now, this might be too thick to go in here, though. Let's see. Oh. You could do it in two runs, but of course I have to see it's having trouble getting in there. It's pretty thick. What? Let's see. Yeah, look at that. That took a little bit of finagling there, but it did go. And this one looks a lot easier for some reason. But it wasn't. Okay. Good. Yes. Perfect. Look at this book. See, so you can write inside here on the lines, or you could turn them the other way and have your lines here and the grid on the inside. I might like that. So just reverse it and jiggle it around a little. and you can do that. All right. Or you could do half and half, doesn't matter. The good thing is you have some of each kind of book to use, grid and blind. Okay, I love it. Now, if I want to make a cover, which I think I do, I like to use file folders. I did not pick one out. The leftover cut section will make a great reporter's pocket notebook. Yes, it would be adorable. All right, let me get a file folder just quick. I have a ton of them. You know what? These are kind of cute. I'm not sure where I got them. That looks like probably Home Goods, but I was looking at, I like that little checkerboard one. The smiley faces, I think I got this for the kids that I thought I would make a journal for them, but those colors actually kind of go. So I'm going to use this to make a little cover because those pages, that paper is not too sturdy, I will say. Oh, they've got smiley faces. They're cute though. These are glossy. Oh, I need to make some books for the kids now that I have time. You know what? That inside is really pretty. Let's see if that goes with my, I could just turn it around. I don't know. That goes nice with that, but that's the back of the book. But, you know, there's a little here. You know what? I'm going to do that. Just going to use the, it's very sturdy. And this does not have little smiley faces. Although now they're kind of, I don't know. Should I do the, oh, purple. I don't have any purple. The pink would go. Let's see what, oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay. Never mind. All right. So let's do it. And this is pretty thick paper. So hopefully, you know, I could just use this piece. I'm gonna have that there, but I can cover that up with something. I think I'm gonna do that. They are cute. All right, let's now what I'm gonna do is if I cut it in half this way, I can use two sides, you know, I'll get two sides out. So what if one used a long-arm stapler? Yes, you could do that. You sure can. Yep. Yeah, this is perfect. All right, well, let's do it. I'm going to put on my cutter pad. All right, I'm just going to cut this down the middle. And they are, I mean, it's kind of a cute little smiley face. It's not this standard. You know, when I looked at it, I thought it was just like the typical, why is it doing that? What's going on here? Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why I decided to do that. All right, well, anyway. I'm just going to use this for my cover because I can add some more decoupage on here. Okay. All right, so let's just measure this out. I'm going to do a little bit more with our, this is actually not bad at all. I'm just going to trim off a little bit down here because this is that bumpy side, you know, where it was on the fold. That's all right. I'm just having fun here. And I'm just going to cut off a little bit right there. And this should be right about perfect. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more. I leave like not even a 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to just trim a little bit more off. All I just love getting such a good cut. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? All right. So now let's get out our scoring board. Now this is where I'm not sure this is going to work because it's very thick. But let's see what we can do. All right, I'm just going to kind of eyeball this here. Raise your hand if you would pick me up. You guys know me so well. All right, I'm going to leave a little bit because this is pretty thick and it's going to need a little bit of room. I don't want to cut it. I can always trim it off, you know. So I'm actually going to score this at 7. Let's see how it works. Oh, it's working fine. All right. Yeah, I like it. All right. Now, what we could do is instead of chopping this off, I might want to make like a little pocket here so that I can have that on the inside. So let's also score at 4 1/4. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to wait to score it until I trim this off because let's see what it looks like. Can you tell I'm just doing this on the fly? I just had to get that stuff mailed out, guys. Had to do it. All right. I don't like that that's there, but that's all right. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to make a little mark so I know. Oh, I can just trim off about just a tiny bit, and then I can. I'm just going to put it right on top of it. I do this all the time. These tools are so sturdy. You wouldn't even believe it. They fall over. I mean, brutal. All right, so let me just trim that down. And now I can score this, and let's just take this piece off also. Because it's cool, but I don't need that tab. And I could save that and use it for a tab in the book. All right, now I'm just going to fold that tab over. Oh, I chopped some off, so I want 4 and... Oh, that's too big. What am I doing? It's not going to fit in my book. Oh, that's really tight. Well, I might have... Oh, you know what? I can chop this down with my chopper. Yeah, this is just too big, guys. All right. So I'm going to take this down. What is it at? I'm going to go to 4 1/4. And then I'll just trim my paper too. Sorry about that. Yeah. I'm going to take this down another 1/4 of an inch. Will this fit in the little trimmer? Yeah. This is what happens when... What the heck? All right, I just have to look at 4 1/4, line it up, chop it off. I do like this trimmer, but it's no cutter saw. What can I say? But it's so much lighter. All right, I'm glad I didn't. Let's just make sure this is going to fit. Nope, it's too tall. I mean, it just fits. But I'm going to take another little bit off because, sorry, guys. This should be about 8 1/2. We didn't even measure it. I'm going to do a little bit bigger than 8 1/2. I'll get this little thing off here, at least. All right, so always take it and make sure it fits in your book. Don't be like me. All right, that's good. That's a good height. That is just going to fit inside, but that will be fine. You know, it's got a little bit of room here. I love how that matches. Ooh, that's right to the edge. We can still trim it. I may go when I'm going to do one notch under the 4 1/4 for my little folded pocket. That's pretty. All right, so this is going to have to get trimmed, but you know what? Let me just show you how. It's the same thing that we did. I don't need my, but I may go crank out a bunch more. So we're going to do the same thing and just take this down to size because I want to get this going here. I want to get the elastic done if I can. All right, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and almost a half. So I'm going to take this down to 4. Same way that I did the other. And guys, there's other tools that you can use to make this go easier, but if you don't have them on hand, it's good to know how you can do it with just basic things like a self-healing mat, craft knife, some paper that you can get in Dollar General, and you can make yourself a nice little journal. Off track there a little bit. That's all right. It didn't impact the cutting. Sometimes it does that right at the end. I think I need a new blade. All right, so now we have trimmed down our book so the edges are all nice and even. Cute. Look at that. And they think a machine can do better than a human. That's pretty tight. What I can do, and what I might do, is just give this another little score here and wrap it around. Give it like another little 1/4 inch there. So don't despair. If you mess it up, just make it work. You can always cut this off. I mean, I don't have to have this, but I like having little pockets to tuck things in, or even to protect my book, the edges, I don't like how that looks. And I may, that looks pretty darn good. Look at that. We didn't even have a gadget doing it. But I do like this, that it keeps that even, because sometimes if you don't have a wrap around it, it's gonna just get all messed up. I like it. It's pretty. You could do it this way, actually. Yeah, cute. All right, I like it. So let's get our elastic in here, and then I think we're going to be stopping. Do you guys have any questions? I have not even looked up here. I'm very sorry. Legal pad. I'm not sure what they're saying. Maybe you're chopping them, which is very fun. Okay, so now the beauty of this is if we want to go in here and this feels pretty good. I think we're fine. I may sand this edge down. It's a little rough, but it looks pretty good, I think. And I may want to go ahead and streak my luster wax down there, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm just going to, I want to get this elastic done so I can show you how the book goes in. All right, I always cut too much to string this, but I'd rather have too much than too little. All right, this is 1.5 millimeter elastic, round braid, cord, whatever they call it. You can see I was a little bit off here, so that's going to be a pain because I have to string this in here twice. Bottom one is okay. I could always take my crocodile and punch a bigger hole there, which I may do because I don't even want to think about it. Get that thing in there. All right, so I'm going to take my small hole punch and just line that up and punch. And there you go. So if you mess it up, don't worry. These are not lined up either. Maybe, I'm not sure what I did there. Oh well. All right, we don't need that for the binding. Okay. Getting stupid shadows again. Now this is just how I do it. This is my front. So I lay my front out and I start on the top left side. And I take my elastic and I bring it through all the way to about halfway down my book, like that. Okay. The thing to remember is you want your long strings on the inside and you want your short strings across the top here. So that's really all you have to remember. So I'm going to go to the next hole, which is right next to it, and bring that down. Okay. Yeah, this is way long. Why did I never... Right, now the thing to remember is you're not putting it in the first hole because this one here is the middle one. So you're going to go down to the middle one. And, you know, pull it, but not too much. Now you're going to go around to the back. And you could just take these and cut, you know, 3 lengths the same size and just put each book in separately. But I think it's easier to just do it in one pass and have everything all strung in. And this is going to hold 4 books when you do it this way. And I'll show you in a minute. Okay. So now you have 2.5, and there's no more holes. But if you look at it, you're going to see, oh, wait a minute, there's this one is missing. So we are going to take the famous bamboo skewer. We're going to poke it through. This is a small hole, but it does go through. Now when you have the 2 millimeter, it's a little harder. But you can always make your holes bigger with your crocodile. And I was using my pokey tool to poke these through, but it's slippery and it doesn't catch. All right, so. All right, so now we have these 2 up here done. We're going to go down to the bottom, do the same thing, put the elastic through that hole again at the bottom. If you can get it. Sometimes it's better to get the blunt end than the pokey end. Just shove it in there. Let's see. Just a little bit. There we go. All right, that was the hardest part. And then we're going to go over one little thing left. And you can dye. I mean, I get the white because you can dye this any color. I don't really think that stands out badly or anything, so I'm just going to leave it the white. Hey, Lila, how are you? Oh, good to see you. Ah. Hi, Cindy, how are you feeling? And there's Karen Gartland. All right, man. How was your trip going, Karen? Karen is going around the UK, Scotland. I'm not really sure where Gretna is, but I had a message from her the other night. So, okay, so now we're going to tie this, all right? And first, I want to check my string here, make sure this tension is good. So you want it to be pretty sturdy, pretty strong. You don't want it too floppy. You don't want it too tight, because then it's not going to go through. It's going to start caving your books in. You don't want to do that. All right, so I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to tie. line. And I'm going to leave it and just make sure my tension is good. Near Dumfries. Oh, okay. Gretna is where people used to run off and get married. Oh, well. Karen, you sly dog. All right, so now this is what you could do. And Leslie was talking about it. You could take a long reach stapler, which I might do for my next one, and open it up, staple it down the middle with the, the nice side out here of the flat side of the staple. Could do that. I am thinking I might round my corners here while I'm at it. I think that looks nice. And I think I'm also going to round my corners to my little flap. Oops. Now I'm just doing half of the book because I'm not stressing my little tool so much. Well, I've got to fix this. I've got a couple little extra things hanging out here. But what do you think? Do you guys like rounded corners? It just looks, I don't know, more friendly, I guess. I don't know. All right, and since I'm doing that, I'm going to round this to... Oops. Does your corner chomper do that? Look at that. Drives me crazy. It's got like a little bump there. You have to almost line it up every time. It's my 1/4 inch one. That's bad. And I'll do my front cover too. Even though if I have to take off more little chunks, I will. And just corner round it again. That just looks nice. I have to back it down here. All right. And we're going to cover that up with something. All right. So we could, now the other thing that we could do is we could stitch this. We could punch 3 holes, do the pamphlet stitch, stitch it into this, and then we have a permanent book, which, that might be good. But we don't really have to do any of that because if we put this in the book like this, let's just go in our first one. We don't need to do anything. It's just going to stay. It's not going anywhere. Now, this, I don't like that knot. What I might do is move that around to the bottom so it's not in my way. I don't know. I think I'll just chop it right now. It's just bumpy. All right. But, okay, there we've got our first little insert book, okay? I'm going to keep going on this, and on Tuesday, we're going to come back, and I'm going to show you a couple more things. Hopefully, I will have a download for you, a calendar download, so that will fit in this size book. But you can see that this is working out pretty good here. I might have to do one more score line and kind of just squeeze that out a little bit more. Would it help to round the aqua cover on the fold? Yes, it probably would, but you know what? This is sturdy, and I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't think it's going to bother it. And I could do that. Yeah, because my paper is, but I don't know that I need to. So I think this would be pretty with just like a little label on it, like this one that came with the book, saying daily list or, the month name or something on here. And I'm not sure about this. I like it that it protects it, but it's very thick. I could take another piece of paper that's maybe a little thinner and have the same idea, just to, because I do like the idea of protecting this. I want it to look nice. All right, guys, that's what we have for today. So I will be back on Tuesday, and we're going to look at some more to do in this book. But I may, over the weekend, do some more. Mainly, I'm going to be cleaning because I have that thing with Kara Brandon. So you should go follow her because it actually started January. I think it started yesterday. So go look because she's going to do all kinds of organizing, and every day there's like a different person who's going to share a video. So I'll try to remember to put the link in the group. I haven't watched it yet either, but I want to because the people in it are. I was like, oh my Lord, those people. I watch them. You know, this is cool. Corey Dahman. I don't know if you guys have seen her, but she's in it. So I'm kind of a fan, and I'm like, oh, I have to get it nice and clean. Plus, my husband is going to game with my son tomorrow, and I'm going. So I've got the day to kind of get things back to normal here. Oh, thank you, Karen. I will tell him you said Happy New Year. All right, guys. Yes, make some, Karen. They're fun. And they go quick. And you can make them to any size. You saw how I did it. I don't go by exact measurements. You know, you have to go with what you want. So, you know, how you're going to use it. I might have to figure out like a little notch thing that you could just, I don't know. This is so clean and pretty. I'm so glad I found those. Never know what you're going to find, guys. And I could make a nice little notepad, run it through my chopper. You should see it. It's amazing. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Happy New Year. I don't know how long we're going to say that, but it's nice to have a fresh start, I feel like. So just putting away my tools here. And you know what I have to make at some point? One of our little organizer, another little organizer thing. My spinner thing, even though I've had 2 slip covers on it, I need a new one. It's really bad. It's not falling apart. It just looks dingy, and I want to make another one. So we'll do that soon, too. I may just do that in video. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, if you're looking for Crackle, I'm not recommending this, but maybe I did it wrong. I don't know. Okay, we'll have a good weekend, guys, and I'll see you on Tuesday. All right? Thanks, everybody, for coming. Don't forget to join the fan club if you're not in it. Hey, Jen Purple. All right, good seeing you guys. Have a good sleep, all right? Bye.